But I'm trusting you guys, like, with my life, because, I mean, this is 70 years in jail if I get convicted of something I didn't do.
Hey dude and dudettes, my name is Tristan and welcome back to the Mysterious Minds YouTube channel. On this channel we discuss the wicked, the weird, and the evil. We talk about true crime every Sunday, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss one of my videos. Also stick around until the end to find out about my giveaway. This case, this story, it has the makings of a teen romance novel. It's about a star wide receiver on the high school football team and the beautiful standout cheerleader. No, it's not a modern day Romeo and Juliet, but rather a story that we see time and time again. I want to say real quick, if you or anyone you know is in an abusive relationship, please tell someone. Get some help. It will always be worth it because you are worth more. It doesn't have to be just physical abuse. Mental abuse is real too. Here's the number to call if you need someone to talk to. Emma Walker was born on March 20th, 2000, in Knoxville, Tennessee. She was a caring, bright young girl who always had a passion for helping people. Ever since she was a kid, she really wanted to be a neonatal nurse or a veterinarian, and she was working really hard in school towards achieving that goal. She was also a really talented cheerleader. When she was just 14 and a freshman, she made the high school cheerleading team. She was the only freshman to do so, and from the little that I understand about cheerleading, that doesn't really happen that often. Shortly after joining the team, she met 16-year-old Riley Gaul. Riley was the star wide receiver on the football team, and Emma caught his eye immediately, and the two of them started dating shortly after meeting. Besides being the star football player, he also had a bit of a nerdy side. He really loved Star Wars and he went to church, and Emma thought that he was a great guy, and her parents thought so too. At least, at first they did. See, Riley, he became a bit obsessive, controlling, and downright abusive. He would try to control what she wore, who she saw, and he began telling her things like, "You don't have parents, you don't have a family, you only have me," and also saying, "You're dead, bitch, I'll be looking for you in the obituary." Remember guys, they're only in high school, and she's just 14 and he's only 16, and he's telling her these things. For the next 2 years, they would have an on-again, off-again type of relationship. He eventually started sending her Snapchat saying that he would kill himself if she broke up with him. It got so bad that her parents had to take her phone away. But Riley, he found a way around this. He gave Emma an iPod Touch so that they could keep in contact. Finally, her parents banned Riley from coming to their house altogether after catching him there when he wasn't supposed to be. Riley then graduated from high school and he went to Maryville College, which was about 30 minutes away. And this gave Emma's parents a little bit of relief. They had banned Emma from seeing Riley completely, and this separation, they saw it was doing her a lot of good. Emma wasn't allowed to see Riley at all. She was only allowed to go from home to school to work. You'd think that she would hate being restricted by her parents so much, but according to everybody around her, she actually seemed happier. She had even decided to break up with Riley for the last time. She had seen pictures of him with other girls at college, and that was the final straw for her. And Riley, he did not like this. He decided to follow through with what he had threatened Emma with. He took a handful of Vicodin hoping to kill himself, but his attempt failed, and so did his attempt to gain pity from Emma. Emma meant it when she broke up with Riley. She was really feeling good, and she was really happy without him. On November 18th, 2016, Emma went to a friend's party after a football game. While at this party, she began to receive some very strange texts. Some of these texts said stuff like, "Come outside alone if you don't want to see a loved one get hurt," and "I've got someone you love. If you don't comply, I will hurt them." Emma was definitely freaked out by these texts at first, but at the same time, she wasn't an idiot. She figured it was probably Riley or one of his friends playing a stupid prank. So she sent a text to them telling them to stop and saying that she would call the police if they didn't. The person then sent her a text that said, "If you'd like to hear his crying and screams, give him a call." At this point, Emma had told her friend Zach, who was also at the party, about these strange texts. And while the two of them thought about what to do, Emma received another text saying that Riley had been dropped off outside. When Emma and Zach went outside, they found Riley laying face down in the ditch. When they got to him, Emma started freaking out on him. She started asking why Riley was even there, and he was holding his head like he had been hit in the head. He kept telling them that he had been knocked unconscious, kidnapped, and that the kidnappers just happened to drop him off at the house that Emma was at. Riley was also very insistent that nobody call the police. So, nobody did. The very next day, Emma was home by herself when a mysterious hooded figure started beating on her door. Scared out of her mind, she sent an SOS text to Riley saying that she hated him, but that she needed him. It was also reported that at the time that this mysterious hooded figure was beating on Emma's door, Riley's car was parked down the street from Emma's house like it would be if he was sneaking into her house. Emma and her mom were supposed to meet up that day, and when Emma didn't show up, her mom began to worry, so she went home to check on Emma. When she got there, she found Emma and Riley in the driveway talking. She told Riley that he wasn't supposed to be there, and Riley left without any incident. Later that night, while the Walker family slept, there were 2 loud bangs against the house. Emma's dad went to check on both of the kids, and he found them asleep in their beds like they were supposed to be. Emma had asked her mom to wake her up early the next morning at 6 a.m. so that she could get ready, and when Emma's mom went to wake her up, she said her name, but got no response. She tried shaking her leg, and got no response. She grabbed Emma and realized that she was ice cold, and that's when the terror really set in.
Where is your emergency?
Walker!
What's going on there?
I just tried to wake up my daughter for school, and she has no pulse.
How old is she?
She's 16.
You said that she's non-responsive?
Yeah.
It didn't take long for rumors to begin to swirl. For some reason, everyone at her school immediately thought that it was an overdose. But outside of Emma's bedroom, detectives found 2 bullet holes along with 2 9mm shell casings, revealing that 2 bullets had been fired into Emma's bedroom. One striking her pillow, and the other striking behind her left ear while she slept. Obviously, they had their first suspect pretty damn quickly. Literally, everyone was bringing up Riley's name to investigators. They found out all about his supposed kidnapping, the way he treated Emma, and those texts that he had sent. They also found out that Riley's grandpa just happened to report a gun as stolen just days before Emma had been murdered. It was a 9mm pistol that he had kept in his car for protection, and it went missing shortly after he had let Riley borrow his car. Riley's mom and his grandpa questioned him about the whereabouts of this gun, but Riley, he kept denying that he was the one that stole it. Detectives brought Riley in for questioning, and he couldn't even say Emma's name. He just kept referring to her as that girl. They noticed how cold and emotionless he seemed, and they also took note of how bizarre his story sounded. Police and everyone had a bad feeling about Riley, but with no real evidence, they had to let him go that night without pressing any charges. Even Riley's own friends were suspicious of him. Shortly after his police interview, 2 of his best friends went to the police wanting to help in any way possible, so investigators wired them up and sent them to hang out with Riley to try to get him to talk about the murder. At first, Riley didn't seem to be taking the bait, but then he suddenly asked his friends to help him get rid of the gun.
Are you busy right now? Are you guys doing anything? What's not really?
Actually, we can go over later, but
How much later?
right now.
Well, can we go close? Because I need you to go.
The blood.
I'm gonna throw it in the water. They'll never find it.
I'm trying to use the water with like rocks and shit. I can't handle water.
Well, we can do the beer ball with multiple buttons.
Sure.
We can go on that, the smaller ledge that really looks out of the water. You know what I'm talking about.
Like under.
Yeah. And if I throw it with enough force, I know it's terrifying. I know this. You guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to.
I mean, I'm not too bad, man.
I just need
Jesus Christ, dude, I understand.
If it's in the Tennessee River, they will never find it.
Now, his 2 friends, Noah and Alex, they were really freaked out by this. Their best friend is insisting that he had nothing to do with killing his 16-year-old girlfriend, but here he is begging them to help him get rid of a gun. I genuinely do not understand how Riley thought that he was going to get away with this. The 3 of them, really Riley, he devised this plan to throw the gun in the Tennessee River. He thought that nobody would ever be able to find the gun in there. All 3 boys loaded up into Alex's car and they made their way to this area called the Bluffs. It was a spot near the river where local teens would hang out and party. But first they made a stop at Riley's stepfather's house. Riley went inside while his friends stayed outside in the car. Riley came outside with a trash bag and he had told his friends that he had thrown the gun in it. Noah and Alex really tried getting Riley to show them the gun right there because the police couldn't move in without the boys first confirming that Riley has the gun and that they've seen it. Once at the river, Riley finally pulled out the gun and then he started to put on gloves. His friend said that he was very meticulous about the whole thing, but little did Riley know his 2 best friends had just sealed his fate. Police arrived in less than 90 seconds after receiving the code word from Noah and Alex. Along with a murder weapon inside the trash bag were gloves, black tape, more trash bags, a pair of shoes, and a pair of black clothes. It's believed that these are the same black clothes that mysterious hooded figure was wearing the day that Emma sent Riley that SOS text. Riley Gaul was charged with first-degree murder along with 6 other felony charges, including aggravated stalking and theft of a firearm. His defense tried saying that he only meant to scare Emma. He wanted to be the firefighter to come put out her fire, and he wanted to be her knight in shining armor. His trial only took a week, and they had over 30 witnesses come forward and testify against Riley. 2 years after killing Emma Walker, Riley Gaul was convicted of first-degree murder, aggravated stalking, reckless endangerment, tampering with evidence, and being in possession of a firearm during a felony. He's currently serving a life sentence, but he will be eligible for parole after 51 years. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of Mysterious Minds. If you've made it this far into the video, you might as well subscribe and turn on notifications. You can always change your mind about it later. Y'all, I'm doing a Christmas giveaway. It's nothing much, but I'm giving one of you lovely people a cold case murder mystery game. They're a ton of fun, and I'm really excited to give this away to you. To enter, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe on this video and my last video. Also, following me on Twitter or Instagram will get you an extra entry. I'll be announcing the winner in the video on December 20th. Thank you again. My name's Tristan. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.